Paves a long break from the Championship, but back in action on Friday against the Navy in a pretty handy run out.
Yeah, it was decent. I thought it was a good competition. I was really pleased in the way the Navy approached the game, and I thought it gave us a real stern physical test. And I think it was at the right level for us. You know, obviously looking at next week, which is our priority, but we needed a decent hit out before we get into the champ again.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing that some of the lads said after the game was all eyes on London Scottish straight away, and an interesting block ahead in the Championship as we aim to go for a big finish and as high up as we can.
Yeah, look, you know, the season's been up and down in patches, and I think we've arrived to the second block in relatively good shape. As you can see today, we've got a lot of good numbers in the forwards, especially backs. We could do with one or two back, but on the whole, we've got a strong squad to pick from this weekend. You know, so. The way we finish is going to be a big indicator on how we can train and also the availability. And it's important that we take every game at a time, but we are looking to push up this league and get a finish as high as we can.
And at the time recording, team selection not officially confirmed, but as you touched on there, obviously we had that break and it came at the right time in terms of getting some bodies back, and you saw the likes of Charlie Rice coming back into the pack and some of them bigger fellas adding some ballast to the set piece, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you've got to only look around and you see like Alex Everett physically has added something in training and obviously to the game straight away. Getting Big Charlie back and getting some of the big boys involved, and as you can see, you know, if you swivel your head, you know, they're mauling away and it's very competitive and it's what we need. The squad availability and squad size, being able to train is so massively important, and over the last 2 weeks it's looked vastly different.
And a very different challenge to the Royal Navy in London Scottish, a bit of an inconsistent side, but a side that can hurt us, and they did it the rag earlier on in the season, and we're going to have to be on guard to be getting the win on Friday night. Yeah,
they're a dangerous side. You know, they are dangerous. You know, you've only got to look at the likes of what's happened to us when we went up there. You know, Ealing also, you know, had a bloody nose from them, and I think at any point you take them lightly is when you're going to get beat well. You know, we are going to prep the best we can. We know how important this weekend is. We know how important this is for our last 10 games. They'll come down. I'm sure they'll be confident. You know, the pitch will be in decent condition, and it's going to make for a decent game.
Just finally, obviously, back into the Championship now. We haven't had a Championship home game for quite some time. I think it was December, where we saw some bigger crowds. A couple of smaller crowds in recent weeks. We've got fantastic support, but we really need them to get in their numbers and get behind us on Friday.
Oh, it's so important. You know, if there's one thing you can do for us right now is get behind this team. You know, if you could make your way to the Mené on a Friday night, you wouldn't believe the difference a big crowd makes. You know, hearing the noise, building the atmosphere, and these guys will respond. They're young men, and they need that support. And you know, any Friday night game at the Mené, especially where the weather's really drying up as well, is always a special occasion. So it's more important than you realise.